All right, so we're gonna learn how to use cuff pressures. This is a cuff pressure manometer. Some people may call it a cuffulator. These are kind of older models, but they're still in clinical practice. They have some that kind of look like syringes nowadays too, and you'll adapt and use whichever one at bedside. One of the main things you have to realize when you use one of these, this should be a leak-free system. If there is any leaks in this system, you're not gonna get a good pressure reading. Here's why I tell you that. See this little place right here? It can come unscrewed, and that creates a leak that won't read pressure on the faceplate. The handle can come unscrewed also, okay? So you gotta make sure everything's tight. And before you start it, what I would tell you to do is put your finger over that little valve stem there and squeeze the bulb. And do you see how that holds pressure? Okay, that way you know this is leak-free, all right? Then at this point down, super, super easy. You just take this, okay, let me tell you what not to do. Some people will say you can squeeze this and know what the pressure is. No, you can't. I can squeeze this and know that it's overfilled, the pressure is too high, but I can't squeeze this and say, this is 85 centimeters of water pressure, okay? You have to put a number to it. And so to do that, it's just like checking the pressure in your tires. You know, you have to get that thing on there just right or it leaks, all right? So you have to get this really snug on it. Now, come around so you can just see what happened. As soon as I put that on there, this went all the way around, okay? So see how it's holding at 80 right now? So it takes a little bit of volume from the cuff and pressurizes the faceplate. Now that's super high, right? It's in the red. Even if you didn't know cuff pressure, red's wrong, right? Okay, so you're gonna bring it down. You want it no higher than 30 centimeters of water pressure. Typically between 20 and 30 is good if you've got your tube right. Okay, here's something that also you're gonna need to know. On the ventilator's cyclical. It pushes positive pressure and then they naturally relax and exhale, right? You're gonna see this change. You're gonna see on inspiration, it'll rise, and on expiration, it'll fall just a little bit, it'll fluctuate just a little bit. You wanna take this on exhalation. That's where the pressure is the majority of the time, okay? So make sure you measure it on exhalation. Other little things to keep in the back of your mind, this line has to be straight and free of obstructions. If I kink it here, watch what happens. See, so if you've got it accidentally kinked, you're gonna think it's higher and you're gonna try to deflate the cuff, all right? If I need to add more air, I squeeze the bulb. If I need to deflate or let air out of the cuff, I'm gonna use this little red valve over here and lower it. Does that make sense? Okay. One other thing. Repeated connecting and disconnecting is going to cause you to lose volume and pressure out of that cuff, right? So like right now, if you look, it's 82-ish. See how I went to 40 something? And I come back again and it's 30. So eventually you're gonna have to put air back in, right? You want to measure cuff pressure according to your hospital policy, and a lot of policies are you document at least once per shift. That doesn't mean you can check it every time you do a patient ventilator check. You can check it as often as you want, but you have to typically document it according to hospital policy. Does that make sense?